It's the book. It's my manuel d'instruction, which I have to learn. Learning stuff. It's a fun thing. So guys, before I start this video, I want you guys to check out two of my playlists. One is on my photo essays, and I'm starting to develop that. It's kind of cool. And also check out my photo shoots. I've done quite a few of them, and they were a lot of fun, and it's always fun to do them. And I'm really proud of them, and I think you should check them out. Another thing I want to clarify and make sure you people understand is that I am here to talk about the 5 reasons why I bought the Masterclass for Annie Leibovitz that has been advertised recently. I want you guys to understand that this is not a paid endorsement. Nobody paid me to do this. It's just sometimes when I see something I like to talk about it. So I'm here to talk about that course, the online course given by Annie Leibovitz. So what is the online course? Well, there is a website called masterclass.com. And masterclass.com is a website that basically offers lessons on disciplines and crafts by the best in the world. Gordon Ramsay teaches cooking, Hans Zimmer teaches film scoring, Aaron Sorkin teaches screenwriting, Martin Scorsese, Ron Howard teaches filmmaking. It's an online service that costs about $120 for the individual lessons, or you can pay twice that amount and get the full all-you-can-eat service, which is basically $240, and you can look at all the lessons. Now, I'm here to talk about why I bought the Annie Leibovitz one. Now, before I start, I also got to mention that I also did purchase the all-you-can-eat service, and the reason why is there's a couple of other disciplines in there that figure with me quite a bit. There's deadmau5, who does EDM music production, and also other people. But I'll explain that in my reasons. If ever you get to check my channel, check it out. You will see that I am trying to get away from my love of gear. Now, it is a love of gear. It really is. I really do love gear, and I'm addicted to it. When new stuff comes out, I get all excited, want to check out the features and see what's going on. But what happens is that I'm trying to get away from that and leave the temptation of always wanting to get the latest, greatest stuff and go out with what I do have and actually shoot. Now, it is so funny that this happened. I did a couple of videos on that fact that we just got to go out and shoot. And at the same time, I get this advertisement that pops up that says Annie Leibovitz is giving a masterclass on photography. First and foremost, there is not one photographer in the world that I admire and freak out on more than Annie Leibovitz. I've always loved her stuff since I've been young. I have freaked out on what she has done and the way she has approached photography. It is really, to me, beauty and poetry. Now, what's really great about that is that in the actual ad, and like I've already purchased the service and I went straight to the actual technical thing, Annie Leibovitz says right off the bat, I'm not a technical person. I don't get into the gear that much. She gets the gear she needs to do the job, and then she concentrates on the job. And I want to see how she does that, because I have a weakness there. I concentrate on the gear a lot, and I look at the gear, and I think by watching this online lesson, I might learn a lot. I got to tell you guys that I pride myself on my portraits. I'm a portrait photographer. That's what I like to do. I like fashion a lot. I do a lot of circus and action and live events, but what I pride myself in are my portraits. So I looked at the list of lessons that were offered, and they were all disciplines and things I have a personal struggle with in my photography, and they attack them in the Annie Leibovitz courses. Here they are. There's portrait photography, creating concepts. I need somebody to tell me how they do it. Working with light, studio versus location, working with your subject, photographing people who are close to you, looking back at your work, the technical side of photography, student sessions. So they do 2 case studies as well. I find that great, where she actually approaches her own technique to what she wants to do. Photographic influences, and also the evolution of a photographer. So all of this stuff put together really said, I'm buying the Annie Leibovitz course. I'm a stickler for very good audio quality, and I thought that it was impeccably produced, and I think it counts a lot, especially when you're going to actually preview photos and look at stuff like that. The quality looks second to none. Now, the last two reasons, reason number 4 and 5, have a lot to do with anyone who actually buys all the lessons like I did. I really bought the all-you-can-eat thing. Masterclass.com website offers you cross-learning, which you get with a lot of other people. I call it cross-learning because I had a lot of great experiences with a website called lynda.com, which was paid by my employer, and I really liked the way they did stuff. What happens is when you start having an all-you-can-eat situation for lessons, you start learning stuff about photography, and all of a sudden you say, well, it'd be kind of cool to have a moving title, so you go and you decide to look at an After Effects motion graphics lesson. So you learn a lot of different stuff. What's really cool about the Masterclass one is that all the lessons deal with the best in the world. So, for example, I'm a YouTuber and I do YouTube videos. So to me, it might be important to go see a video and a lesson by Aaron Sorkin on how to tell a story, how to be a screenwriter, how to write your scripts and stuff like that. I do a lot of music. I want to check out what deadmau5 has to say about EDM and how he does and how he produces his songs. So there's a bit of a cool thing about the fact that there's cross-learning with the best in the world in each of their disciplines. Now, another thing I learned from lynda.com is that when I started getting into lynda.com and started watching some of the lessons, I found myself doing a lot of the lessons that pertaining to music production and photo editing, Photoshop and stuff like that. But Lynda was introducing a new thing, which was mostly inspirational videos, which was just the best people that are the best in their field talking about their field and how they approach their work. And I found myself actually watching those videos more than the actual lessons themselves because I just found them inspiring. I'm going to try to gobble up every single lesson because you're seeing the best in the world and you're seeing them in their passion at what they do best, and it can motivate you. You can wake up some mornings and not want to be doing stuff, and you just have to watch one of these videos and see how these people approach maybe a morning where they don't want to do something or how to get their inspiration going, and it gets you going. So that is really the 5 reasons why I went out, I bought the lesson. I thought about it a long time. I am not a sucker guy. I'm not the type of guy who just sees something and says, I gotta get it, and after that I'll be a good photographer. I think it's up to you and it's your responsibility to make yourself a better person at what you do, either your art or your craft, and that is a responsibility you have. However, if you're a carpenter and you want to build a house, if you don't have a toolkit next to you, you can't do it. Here's the problem with most people, and here's where I'm going to come and talk to you guys, is that toolkit, how do you define it? How do you define that toolkit? Do you say to yourself, well, it's just a bunch of cameras in a bag? Yeah, you can say that. A camera is a tool. It does what you want to do, so you have to master what the camera does. There's no doubt about it. So if you ask a lot of technical people, they'll tell you, well, it's my bag of cameras and my lenses. That's my toolkit. But I think a toolkit for most photographers is your experience, how you approach the people you work with, how you develop your concepts, and the originality of what you do. Those are things you can also learn and acquire. And that's my question out to you. Do you think it's a good thing? What is your toolkit? That's my real question. What is your toolkit, and what puts you above the rest? Are you proud of what you do? If you are, why do you think you're proud of it? Leave the comments down below. It's all about discourse. I love that stuff. Follow, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget, everybody, keep on making something from nothing.